Okay, for this lesson, we're going to look at variables and expressions. And for this part, we're specifically going to focus on our vocabulary and evaluating expressions. So for our first one, variable, if we don't know the value of something, we use a variable, which is a letter. Typically, we use x, but we could also use y or lots of different variables. So it's a letter to represent an unknown value. And an expression, it could be a number by itself, could be a variable by itself, or it could be some combination of variables and numbers. And then in terms, let's take that same expression, 3x plus 2. The terms would be 3x and 2. Anything separated by a plus or minus sign is a term. Like terms then have the same variable and same exponent. So an x with a 2x would be like terms, or an x squared with a 2x squared would be like terms. But we cannot mix those together. An x would not be a like term with an x squared. Coefficients is going to be the number in front of a variable or attached to a variable. So if I have 3x, 3 is the coefficient. And just a note to make, if I have just a plain x, there's really a 1 in front of that. So the coefficient would be 1. A constant is a number by itself. So if I have 3x plus 2, 2 is a constant. Something that's not going to change. If you are being asked to evaluate, it means you're going to solve it. We're not going to do simplifying and distributive property in this lesson. We're going to do that in part 2. So we'll come back to that in video for part 2. So let's go down and look at the first examples. For each, we're going to identify all these different items. So let's say variables first. And this one has 2 variables. It has an x and it has a y. Terms. So again, that's anything separated by a plus or minus sign. So I've got a 3x. I've got a y, which is technically a 1y. And I also have a negative 7. So if we go back up to the problem, I can change this into adding the opposite so we can see that it's a negative. Like terms. Well, both our variables have an exponent of 1, but they're different variables. So we actually have no like terms in this problem. Coefficients. Well, the x has a 3 in front of it, so the 3 is a coefficient. And the y has just a 1 in front of it. Because again, if there's a y by itself or any variable by itself, the coefficient is going to be 1. And then constants, a number that's by itself, and we have a negative 7. Same thing for number 2. Start with variables again. We've just got one variable. They're both x this time. Terms, we've got 2 again. We've got a 6x, and again, if I go to my problem, I can change this into adding the opposite, so we can see that that's a negative 2x for my second term. And coefficients. The first x has a coefficient of 6, and the second x has a coefficient of negative 2. And we missed like terms. Let's go back and look at like terms. We have 2 x's, and they both have no exponents, so the 6x and the negative 2x are our like terms. And then our last one is constant. There are no numbers by themselves, so there are no constants in this one. All right, now we're going to evaluate. So it tells us x plus 5 when x equals 4. So then we're going to take, in this place of x, we're going to plug in that 4. So 4 plus 5, and we get 9. And then our next one, it tells us t is 16. So I'm going to take my 5/8 times, and then instead of t, we're going to plug in that 16. And then since we're doing the fraction, we're going to go 16 over 1. And I don't want to do 5 times 16. I don't know that off the top of my head. So I'm going to choose to simplify. We can simplify from the numerator and denominator, one of each. So I know that 8, I can divide 8 goes into 8 once, and 8 goes into 16 twice. Now I can multiply straight across. 5 times 2 is 10. 1 times 1 is 1, and that simplifies to just 10. Now we've got a couple word problems. Find the distance, d. So we're looking for d. Traveled in half an hour, that's our t. By a remote control car going an average of 10 miles per hour. And here's our formula we're going to use. So d equals r times t, or distance equals rate times time. So we're trying to find the d. We don't know what that is yet. Rate, it says, is 10 miles per hour. And our time is for half an hour. So we're plugging 1/2 for t. Now I can just multiply. 10 times half, or 1/2 of 10, is 5. So then our distance is, we're going 5 miles. I know it's miles, we're talking about miles per hour. Number 6, we're going to use that same formula since we're talking about distance, rate, and time. So distance equals rate times time again. Find the distance. We don't know what that is. 20 minutes by remote control car moving an average speed of 9 miles per hour. So we've got to look at a little bit here. This says per hour, but this is in minutes. We've got to do some conversions. So if we're talking 20 minutes out of 60 minutes in a whole hour. So to convert this, we're going to say it's 20 over 60, that fraction of an hour. And I can reduce, I can divide both by 10. 20 divided by 10 is 2. 60 divided by 10 is 6. I can even reduce that one more and divide them both by 2. 2 divided by 2 is 1. 6 divided by 2 is 3. So really when I'm talking about 20 minutes, it's 1/3 of an hour. So now in our formula, we're trying to find the distance. Our rate, it says, is 9 miles per hour. And then our time then is 1/3 of an hour we found. So I'm going to take this 9 and put it over 1, make it a fraction. And then I can either simplify first, or I'm going to choose to multiply first this time. 9 times 1 is 9. 1 times 3 is 3. And then I can divide. 9 divided by 3 is 3. And we were talking about miles again. So that's 3 miles that this car is going to travel. And then our last thing we want to do is go back and add any notes off to the left-hand side here. So I would maybe want to make a note that units need to match. So hour to hour, or they can both be into minutes. But keep that in mind when you are evaluating word problems like this. Any other notes you want to make for yourself to remind you as you look at these notes later, go ahead and add those off to the side there. And then we will come back in part 2 video to do the simplifying and distributive property.